What's going on, YouTube? JBZ here, and it's time for the DH guide. It's been asked for a lot on my stream. Sorry, I also want to apologize, guys. I haven't been making YouTube videos lately because I've been very busy in real life, and I've been streaming a lot as well. So I've been I kind of did a thing in real life. I kind of got one of these things. His name's Zeus. He's a little husky pup. And he's my best friend and also very time consuming, but I love him so much. And I've been hanging out with him a lot. And so that's why I haven't been making YouTube videos. Not saying it's an excuse, but I'm definitely going to start doing it more now that I'm situated with him. And it's definitely getting easier taking care of him as I'm practicing and doing it. So here's a video. So it's about Demon Hunters. It's going to be a overall guide. It's not going to be specified into RBGs or arenas. I'm going to go over both the specs for both of them as well, but I'm going to be making more videos to specifically go over RPGs and different little things. So this video is going to be in a few different sections. First one's going to be the stat prio and gear. Next one's going to be talents. The one for that is going to be how to do damage and general rotation. And after that, it's going to be tips and tricks. So right now, before we get into the video, I'd like to give a shout out to my stream and ask you guys if you could please follow it because I'm a full-time streamer. So my stream is pretty much, I play a lot of classes and I also stream RPGs at the highest rating. Right now I'm, let me find it. Currently a #1 DH on the ladder. I'm #3 in North America. I play with the best team in North America and I stream that content a lot. So if you're looking to get into RPGs, my stream is a place to do it. We also do view RPGs, me and my streaming partner. So if you guys are looking to improve your gameplay, come play with us. It's completely free. Just follow the stream, and whenever we're on, you'll see our LFG, our view RPG group. And also join our community in-game, and I'll also put all the links in the description for you guys. If you guys are interested in that, want to play with us, stuff like that. But right now, we're gonna get started with going over the gear for Demon Hunter. So let's get into it. For the gear, the stat prio is going to be mastery. You just want to get literally mastery on everything. That's pretty much it. The off pieces, you can go like haste for your shoulders. It goes so it's mastery versus haste crit. And you want to make sure you get as much mastery as humanly possible, because mastery is your #1 damage. So everything. You want to get your Titanic ring that you can get crafted, which is very important, which I don't have yet, but it gives you like 600 mastery and like 600 verse, which is really freaking strong. As for enchants, you want to make sure that you get your speed on your back. You want to get waking stats on your chest, speed on your bracers, earthen writ on your weapons. I was playing Frozen Devotion for a while. It's not as good. Play earthen writ. It gives you 30% damage when it procs. Mastery on your weapons, fierce armor kit on your pants, plain runner's breeze on your boots. Also, guys, make sure that you buy the Drake Breaker's gear to get as much mastery as possible. Get as much Drake Breaker gear as possible to replace the gear that doesn't have mastery on it from the Conquest. So another trick to do early is make sure you get one of the rings, so you can use one blue ring with mastery and one epic ring, so you can maximize that as well. There's also a green ring that you could buy on the auction house that'll supplement for a little bit. There's a green mastery ring that you can get that comes with the socket. So that's the gear and that's the stat prio. Next thing is the talents. So I'm gonna go over several situations and on what you should play. But right here, this is my RBG build. The only difference between this and my 3s build is that I'm playing Misery and Defeat, which gives you a little bit more damage after your fear expires. So I'm just trying to maximize damage. And I'm playing Chaotic Transformation instead of Netherwalk for RBGs. And you also want to play reverse pretty much for RBGs every time to get yourself out of roots and things like that as well. So this is the build I'm going to put in the description for you guys. You can also, you could adapt it to your playstyle, but this is generally the best what I play. You can also play with Nether. You want to play Nether on certain maps, such as Katmogu. Speaking of which, for Katmogu, you're going to want to play this build. So this is the Elysian Decree build, and a lot of people don't know, but Elysian Decree is actually considered a sigil. So when you play the Quicken Sigils, it gets reduced cooldown, and there's also a PvP talent called Sigil Mastery that reduces another 25%. So your Elysian Decree is on a 36-second cooldown like this. So you'd want to make sure you're playing this on Katmogu for sure, and you want to play with Netherwalk as well. So let's say you're doing your damage, you want to get a big Elysian Decree on everybody, stun everybody, throw Elysian, make sure you have momentum up. That's big damage right there, huge damage, and you can do that every 36 seconds. So that's a Katmogu build. Everything else I pretty much play fodder for. There's maps that I see some people playing Elysian on, you know, like Silver Shard because everything's so clumped up, or like a flag map for the FC. But me personally, I usually just play fodder for those maps because I think fodder is still extremely strong. But yeah, that's what I do. And for arena, this is the arena spec right here. I'm gonna leave it in the description. The only difference, like I said, is you're playing with improved Sigil Misery. It reduces the cooldown on Sigil Misery by 30 seconds. And I'm playing without Chaotic Transformation and with Netherwalk. And it's very important because with the DH nerfs, they kind of die. DH just kind of flop. They get targeted a lot. So you're going to want to play Netherwalk pretty much every time. And then you want to play either reverse or detain, versus depending on what you're fighting against. Such as if you want to play reverse against like mages or shadow priests, because if they poly your healer, you can reverse it, and you know it takes the CC off them. Same, you can do it with mind games. You can do it with Fierce and the Warlock. When a Warlock soul rots, it's a good time to use reverse magic. It's just good into spellcasters. And for detainment, you want to use it on like a warrior. Let's say a warrior comes in, spears you, pops off his cooldowns. What you want to do is stun him, and then he'll trinket, and then you instantly incap him right off the trinket. So he's just stuck there on his cooldowns, and there's nothing he could do about it. So detain is very good for that. Playing against like melee cleaves, stuff like that, things that you won't need reverse. So these are the builds. I'm gonna put them in the description as well for you guys, just so you can have them. So let's talk a little bit about the rotation and how to actually do damage with this build. So I'm gonna get into what the build actually is right now. So things to keep in mind are these four right here. These are very important. So let's start with initiative. Damaging an enemy before they damage you, increase your critical chance by 12% for 5 seconds. Using Vengeful Retreat, refresh your potential to activate this effect on enemies you're in combat with. So all this is, if you attack something before they attack you, you get 12% crit, and when you Vengeful Retreat, it refreshes the chance, so you get it again. Okay, that's what initiative is. And let's go into Unbound Chaos. That's from Shadowlands. When you use Immo Aura, it buffs up your Fell Rush to do more damage. Tactical Retreat. Vengeful Retreat is 5-second reduced cooldown, generates 80 Fury over 10 seconds. Very important. This makes you want to use, this is pretty much saying you want to use Vengeful Retreat as much as you can, keeping in mind you can glimpse things. You want to use it on cooldown, but also like be aware if you need to hold it for a second to avoid a CC coming on top of you or avoid a little bit of damage. You can bob and weave that as well. But this is very good. You want to use it because of the Fury regeneration, and since it refreshes your initiative that you can have on a target. And momentum. This is pretty much what you're going to want to keep up as much as you can to do max damage. I'm going to put a weak aura in the description for you guys. There's 2 weak auras that I use that are important for Demon Hunter. Momentum Tracker and my Earthen Writ proc, which is my weapon. When you see this, that means you're doing 30% more damage. So it's good if you want to use buttons to see that, and that you have that up so you can get really big damage going out. So how do these all work together? I'm gonna go over that right now. So let's say you're doing damage. You start the game, you're throwing glaives, throw some glaives, use your Immo Aura, get some damage out. And what you want to do when you're ready to do damage, when you're ready to do big damage, is what you want to do is stun them. You want to I-beam. You want to make sure that you Vengeful Retreat and throw a glaive as you Vengeful Retreat. The reason is, when you can, in midair, you can, like while you're backflipping, you throw a glaive to proc the initiative. Because remember, when you hit them before they hit you, you do 12%, you have 12% more crit. And when you Vengeful Retreat, it refreshes the potential to activate that. So that's why you want to throw a glaive quick while you're Vengeful Retreat. Okay, so let's get into the burst. When you want to do big damage, what you want to do is use your Immo Aura, get your Eye Beam, Fel Rush, keep your momentum up, Vengeful Retreat, throw a glaive, Hunt, Essence Break, Blade Dance. Now you're doing max possible damage. I'm still Elysian for some reason. But, and that was also really big damage because I had an Earth and Rip proc as well. So, that's pretty much the big burst rotation. The reason that you Eye Beam before is because you want to make sure that you're in Metamorphosis when you Essence Break. Because what Essence Break does is it buffs the next Blade Dance and Chaos Strike that you do on them by 80%. So you want to make sure that it's a Death Sweep and not a regular Blade Dance when you're out of meta. That's why you want to make sure that you Eye Beam. And also, you want to Hunt and then use Essence Break because it's just big bursts. And burst is very important for securing kills in RPGs and Arena. Burst is very important. You can do a lot of damage, but if you don't have burst, you're not going to secure the kill. So that's how you kill. Okay, so that's the big burst. And other than that, all you're doing is keeping up your momentum. Whenever you Vengeful Retreat, keeps it up too. You're throwing glaives. You're using your Eye Beam. You're using your Blade Dance on cooldown. Essence Break, Blade Dance with your Eye Beam. And filling with Chaos Strike. When you have nothing else to press, no glaive suppress, no purges, nothing, you have no Immo Aura, no Fel Rushes, that's when you're going to want to Chaos Strike. Like last ditch situation is when you're Chaos Striking, just as like a filler. You're pretty much always going to be pressing something. There's a lot to press. Vengeful Retreat on cooldown, Blade Dance, Fel Rush, there's a lot of buttons. So something important to keep in mind as well is using your Sigil of Flame. You want a Sigil of Flame when you're Fury Starved and you have no other generators to get Fury. So I'm going to show you guys the perfect time to use it right now. So I'm just going to do my regular rotation. I'm just going to do damage. I'm just going to do damage right now. Just regular rotation. Blah, blah, blah. Just doing damage. Fel Rush. Big damage. I have glaives to use. Throwing my glaives. Throwing my glaives. Using my Blade Dance. Right here. Nothing else to press. I'm going to want to throw my Sigil of Flame because it gives you Fury. Now I have more. Now everything came back up. I have Fury. I can press my buttons more. That's when you want to use Sigil of Flame. It also does pretty decent damage. But if that's what a lot of, instead of sitting there and just wailing on them for your Fury, because of your Demon Blades, that's when you want to use your Sigil of Flame. You know, when you have nothing to press and you need to get Fury, you want to use it. You know, it's very good to use. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Keep up momentum, keeping up your soul run on as many people as possible, using your big burst off cooldown, making sure that you have your Hunt lined up with your Essence Break as well, and just doing maximum damage. You also need to pay. Just remember, guys, you're a Demon Hunter as well. You want to do as much damage as possible by staying on your target because of your mobility, but you can also use your mobility to not die. Okay, let's say I'm fighting these guys and there's a warrior popping all of his cooldowns on me and my healer's CC'd. You want to use your Fel Rushes to get away. You want to throw glaives at the warrior to slow him. You want to Vengeful Retreat away, you know. And with Glimpse, remember the PvP talent, if he charges you, you can Glimpse right when he charges and you get extra distance and he won't root you because of the Glimpse. You know, there's little things that you can do to outplay your opponents, and you can't just go in there and just do damage. If you want to play at the max level that you can possibly play, you have to be very aware of when you need to run and when you need to stay aggressive. So that's pretty much it for the rotation. Now I'm going to go over with you guys little tips and tricks that I've learned that can help you with your gameplay. So the first thing I want to show you guys is spreading your soul rend. This is something that a lot of Demon Hunters don't do, that I found out. I haven't heard it anywhere of people doing this. So I'm going to show you guys right now what it is. So with this ability, or I'm sorry, talent, Furious Throws, it throws a second glaive at the target, right? So look, when I'm throwing my glaive, 1, 2 glaives, okay, and spread to 3 people. the same as it would with one glaive. So rather than throwing both glaives on the same people, if you target something else before the second glaive goes off, it'll throw the first glaive at these guys and throw the second glaive at the training dummy over here. Let's say it's like there's 3 people over here and 3 people over here. You want to spread, you can spread to all of them. So watch this. Throw the glaive, target something else before the second glaive throws, and spread to all of them. See that? I'm gonna do it again for you guys. Glaive 1, glaive 2. It's the same, it was the same cast because it threw 2 glaives. That's something that a lot of people don't do, and it's a way to min-max. But you also don't want, it's okay sometimes if you want to just throw it as many as at the one target, you know, if the situation arises. You don't always have to spread it each time, but it's a good way to min-max. If you want to see a little bit more damage output, you know, especially in a team fight in an RBG, it's a very good way to spread Soul Rend. You know, you can do that with every glaive as well, but you just have to be quick. Don't get frazzled with losing who you're actually hitting. Make sure you're like prepared for it mentally for that swap, and then you get right back on your primary target. You gotta be quick with it, and that'll come with time. The next thing I want to show you guys is using glimpse to your advantage versus mages and hunters and things that can root you. So I'm gonna show you guys this clip I took right here. I'm gonna slow it down as well. Right here. So this mage is going to use root on me, and if you're constantly jumping around a mage, if you use your vengeful retreat before you hit the ground, but the root is on you, it'll get rid of the root completely. So I'm gonna show you guys right here. So I'm jumping around, and he's gonna root me right here. I glimpse before I hit the ground, and it takes the root off me completely. So this is the same. But if you try and vengeful retreat while you're on the ground, it won't work. So you need to make sure that you're jumping around and being smart with it. So that's just a little, and then the mage, then you have full uptime on him, and he can't slow you, he can't root you. So it's something that's very, very good to keep a mage off you. And it also works with like bear traps as well. If you see a hunter throw a bear trap at you, or you see one on the ground, you can literally go over it, it'll hit you, and then but as long as you're in the air, then you glimpse, and it'll cancel the whole root on you. So it's pretty big. And like I said, uptime is more damage. So you want to have max uptime to do as much damage as you possibly can. Okay, the last thing I want to show you guys, the last little tip I want to show you guys, is using your fear to your advantage as well in an arena situation. So right here, I'm doing 2s, and this monk is going to set up on me. I see that I use an add-on called Omnibar, so it shows when they have a cooldown ready to use. So I see that he has sweep ready to use, and he's going to root me right here, which is also a good sign that he's going to sweep. So what I do right here, I have this playing extremely slow, by the way. I throw my fear down because I know he's going to sweep me. He sweeps me right here, and it fears him perfectly on it. So it completely shuts down his whole burst, which is everything to do with the Windwalker. This is just a little, you don't want to do this every single time. These are just little things that you can do to really outplay somebody hard. You know, this is it. I'm not saying to do this every single time, but if you see this situation happen, it's something to keep in mind, and you can do it for other classes as well. These are just like, I just want to get you guys into actually understanding the outplay potential that a Demon Hunter has with Glimpse and with Fear and with Blur. You know, if you can also blur before they kidney you, you know, and then they kidney into the blur and it misses you. You know, things like that. And if you guys like this type of content, please, please, please feel free to subscribe, check out my Twitch channel, throw me a like on the video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the video. Let me know if you guys have more questions about Demon Hunter. Anything like that, just hit me up. I'm gonna be making more videos for Demon Hunter because this could be this is my main class. And yeah, so like I said, sorry for the hiatus, guys. I'm gonna be cranking out these videos. Please throw my stream a follow. I love you guys. Hope you guys are having a great new year. and I will catch you next time. Thank you guys so much. Take it easy.